Myself Raj, welcome to Raj Online Trainings. In the series of Spring Framework and Spring Boot full course, today let us go with one more and very important tool which we use in our projects, that is Project Lombok tool. Let us understand what is this Project Lombok tool. Project Lombok tool is a Java library tool. It's a Java library tool that is used to minimize the boilerplate code. That is used to minimize the boilerplate code and save the time of developers. During development. During what? During project development, by just using some annotations. That just to make use of what? Some annotations. So what are the annotations here is like? The Project Lombok annotations are like, we are having this @no-args constructor, @all-args constructor, @getter, @setter, @toString, @data. So when we go with @data, it is similar to @getter, @setter, and @toString. Now let us see how to make use of these annotations. Here, for example, if you take a Java bin class like public class employee, if you take a class employee, in this class employee, let us go with the properties like private int, employee id, private string, employee name, private double, employee salary. Now what we do, we create constructors, we create setter methods, we create getter methods, and we go with toString method. Right? Now, if I add some more properties to this class, again we have to go to constructors, setters, getters, toString, and we have to modify the code. When you change the property name also, we have to modify the code here. When you change the data type also, we have to modify the code here. So this is the hectic part to the developers. And how many Java bin classes you are creating? In every class, we go with constructors, setters, getters, toString. So this is repetitive code. This part is what? Repetitive code. That repetitive code only we call boilerplate code. Whatever the task you are doing repeatedly, we call it as boilerplate code. So to minimize this boilerplate code only, we make use of this Lombok tool using these annotations. So how to use these annotations? We can just above the class, we can use annotation like @no-args constructor, @all-args constructor. Then these constructors are not required. Now, if you say @setter, @getter, then these setters and getter methods are not required. If you are writing @toString, then this toString method is not required. So instead of these three, we can even use @data also. So simple plain class with properties. That's it. So no need to create setter methods, getter methods, constructors, toString method. So your Lombok tool will take care of adding all the necessary methods in your class. And even if I add some more properties, no need to touch this code. If I change the data type or property name also, no need to touch your code. So your annotations will take care of all this. Then, how to download this Lombok tool? download project Lombok. So how to download this project Lombok is, you can make use of this URL https://projectlombok.org download. projectlombok.org download. Now let me open this link. Now, so here you can see the option download the version. Click on this. It's going to download a jar file for us. Once it downloads the jar file, run this application. Just to click on this downloaded jar file, it's going to run the application. Then here in this, we have to choose the IDEs for which IDE you want to use this Lombok tool. So automatically it is selecting Eclipse. I want to use this Lombok tool for Spring Tool Suite. So here we have to specify the location where your Spring Tool Suite is available. So in my case, Spring Tool Suite is available in C drive. In C drive, then users, Raj S, and downloads. It is present in downloads folder. This one, Spring Tool Suite for Eclipse. So here we have to choose the location where your Spring Tool Suite application is available. So just to choose the folder where your application is available and select this. Then we have to click on this install button. Once we click on install, then we have to click on this quit installer. That's it. Right? Simple way to install. And one more point. After installing Lombok tool, if the IDEs are opened, close the IDEs and reopen. We have to close the IDEs and reopen. Right? Now, let us understand how to use this Lombok tool with an example code. Now, let me open Spring Tool Suite. Let me open Spring Tool Suite. So remember, if the IDEs are opened, we have to close it and reopen. Then only your Lombok tool is going to work. Only for first time. So after installing Lombok tool and once we choose the location of your IDE, we have to close the IDE if it is opened and reopen it. Then only your Lombok tool is going to work. So it is taking some small time to open these Spring tools. So in the last class, we have seen how to use this Spring Tools IDE, that is STS IDE, for creating Spring Boot projects. So in the next examples, when we are developing Spring Boot applications, I'm going to make use of Lombok tool. So instead of creating a class, a Java Bean class with private properties, setter methods, getter methods, constructors. So to avoid that boilerplate code, we are going to use Lombok tool in our Java Bean classes or entity classes. Let me reopen again. Now it's opening. Let me choose a folder. Let me just choose a workspace like Lombok. Any workspace you can choose. Let me open again. Now, let us create one Spring Starter project. You can say File, New, Spring Starter project. Let me go with the name Lombok project. Then type Maven Java version 17 group. Let me say com.rajtech. Artifact, it takes the name Lombok project and go with the package name com.lombok. Some package name. Click next here. Here we need to choose the project dependencies. I'm choosing here Spring Web. And since I want to use Lombok, here we have to use Lombok here. In available, search for Lombok and make a check mark. And click on Finish button. That's it. The project will get created. Now, in this project, see here, if you expand, you can find the pom.xml file. In pom.xml file, see the starters, what it got added. So it added Spring Boot starter web and one more Lombok. And one more here, Lombok. Now, under src main Java, you can see the package com.lombok. Let me create a new class. Let me go with the name employee. Say finish. In this class, let us go with the properties like private int employee number, private string employee name, then private int employee salary. Now what we do? We generate setters and getter methods. See here how to generate setter methods, getter methods. Right click and say source, and you can generate here, generate getters and setters. Select all, generate. See, it has generated our setters and getter methods. Now if I want to go with constructors, what we do? Right click and say source, generate constructor using fields, and you can say generate. Then your constructor will get created. If you want to go with the toString method, right click and say source, generate toString method, generate. So your toString method will be generated. So this is the process what we used to follow before when you are creating a Java Bean class to generate setters, getter methods, constructors and toString method. Now the problem is if I change the data type here, like example, for this employee salary, I'm changing to double. So when I change to double, see, we are getting errors here. We are getting errors. Now, when you change the property name, I'll say here ename. When I change the property name also, so we are getting errors here. We are getting errors. Now, if you add one more property like private string designation, private string designation, again what I should do, I need to generate setters and getter methods for designation. I need to change this constructor code. I need to change the toString code also. So means whenever our properties are getting updated in your Java Bean class, every time we have to go to setter methods, getter methods, constructor and toString method, and we have to update the code based on your changes. So this is the drawback here. So if I create one more Java Bean class, again repetitive job. If I create one more Java Bean class, again repetitive code. This only we call boilerplate code. So to avoid this boilerplate code only, what we do, we are going to make use of Lombok. We are going to make use of what? Lombok. Just we have to create a class with private properties. Now check it here. Observe this side. See, we are having outline employee class. With only we are having properties here. Now let us apply the Lombok tool. If I use the annotation no args constructor and all args constructor, all X constructor, and if I import, see, automatically you can observe, see the constructors got generated. See the constructors got generated. Now when we use the annotation @setter and @getter, now see once we import the respective packages, then see you can find, see, setter methods and getter methods also got generated. Then if I use @toString, @toString, and once we import the respective package, see that toString method also got generated. So this is the beauty of Lombok tool. Just we have to create the plain class with JavaBean class with private properties. That's it. And when we just use these Lombok annotations, the respective methods will get added into your class automatically. And when we change the data type, like example, see, if you observe here, get employee salary and set employee salary. If you observe these methods, the type is what? Double. You can see the type double. Now if I change it to integer, I'm changing to integer, then once I save the code, see, automatically, see, the data type got updated here. You can see get employee salary, it is returning integer, set employee salary is taking integer as argument. If I add one more new property like private string designation, then see, once we save the file, see, you can see the methods here, set designation, get designation. Even if I change the property name, like I'm changing here EMP name, I'm changing to what? EMP name. Before it was, see here, once we change it and save it, see, automatically the code is getting updated. See here, get EMP name and set EMP name. See here, set EMP name. You can see here. So when you modify the code, automatically the code will get updated. We need not go to setters, getters, toString method to update our code. So your Lombok tool is going to take care of this. So please practice this, very, very important. So in the next classes, I'm going to use Lombok tool in our applications. Thank you. Please subscribe, like and share.